episode is part of a collab with other YouTubers to celebrate the 30th anniversary of Cinnamon Toast Crunch Confetti. I mean cereal. Hi! I believe that everybody deserves to try a true fluffy mousse at least once in their lifetime. So today I'm gonna teach you how to make a black and white mousse. And I know fluffiness is great, but fluffiness with crunchiness is awesome. So I'm also going to teach you how to make a super crunchy, spicy texture to go in your mousse. And everything's gonna be served like party size. How cute is that? I'm gonna start by the dark chocolate mousse, and I do need some dark chocolate here. The chocolate is gonna dissolve with the cream, with the egg whites, so you need some powerful, amazing chocolate. It has to be at least 60, preferably 70% cocoa solids, like this one here. Place the chocolate in a bowl and then bring the bowl over a pan with simmering water. This way the chocolate is gonna melt gently and slowly, how it's supposed to. Never let the bottom of the bowl touch the water. Once the chocolate is all melted, reserve it in your countertop and control yourself not to dip your entire face in it. I would love to have that kind of skin treatment. The structure of a fluffiness. Not this kind of fluff. A superb mousse starts with the proper whisking. First you add the cold heavy cream to a bowl. Then you start agitating the cream with a big whisk. The agitation and the air bubbles created cause the fat globals to partially unite in chains. This is what caused the cream to thicken to such a nice and fluffy consistency. Refrigerate until needed. The whisking part is not done yet. Separate the whites from 3 large eggs. When your eggs are fresh, they're gonna have this viscous albumin. That's a fancy way to call egg whites. For the whites, an electric mixer will work best. Start slowly to incorporate some air first. Once the bubbles have formed, you can add a tablespoon of sugar. The sugar will help stabilize the whipped whites. When you achieve a stiff peak, your whites should be glossy and voluminous. And a little peak like this should have formed. This little piece of fluffiness is the structure of your mousse, so treat him nicely. So now is where the magic happens. We have to incorporate first the egg whites here to the chocolate, and the best tip I can give you to maintain this amazing fluffiness from the whites, look at this. You have to incorporate 1/3 of this at a time. So you put, a little bit here, then it's gonna soften it little by little, and then you can add the rest. And at last, you're gonna add the whipped cream. So the whipped cream is what's gonna give the final fluffiness to our crazy fluffy mousse. Add the vanilla extract to the chocolate, preferably before you incorporate the whites, but I totally forgot, so I'm adding it now. By adding 1/3 of the egg whites first to soften up the mixture a little bit. Then when you add the rest, the air bubbles won't crash and won't lose its softness. This is definitely the fluffiest mousse in the entire world. The strokes should be gentle.
Lots of chocolates for me to eat. Lots of coal making.
Add this chocolate mixture to the whipped cream and continue to incorporate with gentle strokes like I just taught you. From the bottom to the top, that's the kind of stroke I'm looking for. Refrigerate until time to assemble. Now the dark chocolate mousse is cooling, I'm gonna start preparing the white chocolate mousse, which is much simpler, a little bit simpler. Oh, wow, how did I do that? I'm gonna add some white chocolate to my bowl and reserve it. And I have to admit to you that I should have called this recipe, instead of a black and white mousse, I should have called Ebony and Ivory Mousse, in honor of a great song that Paul McCartney sings that says, Ebony and Ivory living in perfect harmony. Because it's exactly what's gonna happen. Black and white mousse living in perfect harmony inside a glass jar. In a bowl, add the egg whites and sugar. And for the right amount of ingredients, just check my website. The link is under the description here. Now we're gonna blend shear this, which means whisking them together until pale yellow and until it doubles its volume. I'm super in shape, so I don't feel anything when I do this. It's like I could be doing this forever, because my biceps is like huge, like 2 mangoes together. in one arm. Once it looks like this, it's ready. In a pan, heat only half a cup of the heavy cream required in the recipe. This will be used to make the chocolate base, and the rest will fluff it up. Once it has come to a simmer, temper the egg yolks with this hot cream mixture by slowly incorporating in the yolks. This technique will avoid egg coagulation. Not only want it fluffy, but I also want it smooth. Bring the mixture back to a pan and cook it over low heat for 3 minutes only. It could even be less than that. We are looking for napan here, which means it's gonna coat the back of your wood spoon, and when you pass your finger through, it's gonna leave an open channel, just like this. So this egg yolk mixture is super hot, and we are gonna pour it over this white chocolate, and this is gonna be enough just to melt the chocolate. And then the white chocolate mousse base is ready. We just have to whip some cream, give it the right fluffiness, and it's it. That's it. Sometimes white chocolate is hard to melt. If it doesn't melt right away, you can microwave it for 30 seconds at a time. So the white chocolate base is ready, and it smells so incredible, especially if you like white chocolate. It smells like a mixture of melted white chocolate and eggnog, something like that. So now we have to let this cool so we can fold in the whipped cream. And I'm going to whip my cold heavy cream. So, oh, there's some water here. My tip to you, if you wanna whip your whipped cream and don't fail, don't do in your mixer. Try to do manually, okay? Because when you do manually, you have more control, because the whipped cream whips, you know, like heavy cream whips very, very fast. Why did I feel this so much? Look at the trouble now. Ugh, okay. So it whips really quickly. So if you do manually, you just have more control. It's much easier. But if I don't use a noise appliance, then I don't have an excuse to dance. So you know what I'm gonna do? Just ask someone to whip it for me, and then I can dance it anyways. It's like a manual machine.
From Brazil to Sugar Hill, you can feel the
Add the sugar to the cream and continue to whisk until we achieve a stiff bake. It's the same technique we used in the beginning of the episode. But here, I just want to get it over with, so I'm whisking ruthless. Done. If the chocolate base is totally cool, which it is, that's pretty good. And I don't even like white chocolate. Why am I saying this over and over again? Like trying to make a statement. Then you can fold in the whipped cream. If you fold any hot liquid in the whipped cream, it will melt immediately. And then it will destroy the fluffiness of your mousse.
Don't have until you let a little sunlight in your eyes, a little sunlight in your eyes.
Incorporate it with gentle strokes, just like I taught you before. I'm adding it to a pastry bag because it's easier to assemble it, but you don't have to. Reserve it in the fridge.
Mister, don't treat me so unkind.
To make the crunchy layer in my mousse, I'm gonna use some cereal. And I actually learned this technique from a French chef based in England called Raymond Blanc. And he used this cereal as some of his tarts crust. So it does give a nice texture to the tarts, and it's also like a shortcut, but sometimes you just don't want to bake a crust, not for any specific reason, simply because you don't need a crust. Like for the mousse, I just need some crumble. So this is gonna work perfectly. And the fact that this has cinnamon on, it's gonna transform my mousse into a spicy chocolate mousse, which is much more fun. Because cinnamon brings you to your like childhood. It brings you to like your house smelling like cinnamon. Your mom baking something amazing. My mom was a terrible baker, but... What kind of face is this, Raiza? You look like a sad dog just because your mom didn't bake you cakes when you're little. Add the hazelnut spread to the cereal and stir to combine. I'm using my homemade hazelnut spread that you can learn how to make by clicking the link under the video here, but you can use a store-bought hazelnut spread. Now break them up together and enjoy this moment, because it's not every day that you can hear and feel this kind of crunchiness. Assemble them any way you want. The dark chocolate breaks up the sweetness from the white chocolate, and the crunchy crumble brings a spiciness with so much texture. This is a complete dessert, flavor-wise and texture-wise. Wrap a baker's twine around the edge of the jar. Then you can tie a spoon in it and make it the perfect party dessert, super ready to be eaten. This was my black and white chocolate mousse with spicy crunch, party style, to celebrate the 30th anniversary of Cinnamon Toast Crunch. 30 years, can you believe that? I still have a couple more years to go. When you turn 30, things start to change, so good luck, Cinnamon Toast Crunch. This is like the most perfect combination that God has ever made, besides my figure. This was my black and white chocolate mousse. I hope you liked it, and see you next week with another scrumptious dessert. Bling! Bling, bling, bling. Hi people! Don't forget to check out the other YouTubers who also celebrated the 30th anniversary of Cinnamon Toast Crunch. Just click on the videos here. And if you want to stay in touch with me and be the first one to know when a new video comes up, just subscribe to my channel and also follow me on Instagram and on Facebook. Leave me comments down here because I do reply to the first 100 ones and I also read all of them. So just leave me a message. You guys are the best. No, I'm the best. No, you guys are. Okay, bye.